Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. In self-realization, the creation, the manifestation, the apparent world is obviously seen as the self, is the expression of the self. There is not two things like the self and its expression. Now, what we call samsara, it is the same expression of the self, but seen by a personal seer, by a doer, seen objectively through the mind, by the mind, in the mind. So it's up to one, in the end, if there is this discrimination and understanding that how long one will roll into these circles without exit and without hopes for real peace, then it's up to one to locate himself, to unlocate himself and unlock into the mind, to allow the self-revelation, the self-realization to be obvious. So it's of no use to try to work into the manifestation, the creation, when it is still seen as an obstacle. That's why self-inquiry is one of those unique tools to remove the so-called reality of the doer, of the personal I, which is a concept. It's a direct way, and it is efficient the moment the mind is very clear about what it is not in reality, accompanied with a tremendous fire for freedom. Meanwhile, one empties himself with whatever means, but in the end, everything has to be directed towards the root. I am somebody, I'm born. One has to see that this I only maintains the reality of this apparent world, since I am born is believed to be real. So one confuses himself for what appears means a body and a mind and a feeling. And that's the whole drama of humankind. And I repeat the words of my master: one day, one incarnation, it's the birthright to realize oneself, to be freed from this so-called illusion. Any question about it? Any thought you have which is not yet precise? Anything which occupies your heart or your mind? Please tell it. You don't know the amazing benefit to expose your own secrets, which are no secrets at all, because the mind is universal, is exactly the same with everybody. Everybody passes through the same. So-called obstacles, so-called attainments, so-called happiness, pleasures and pain. Yeah, sure? Done.
Of course.
Okay.
I have to get used to that most of the time nothing is happening.
Okay.
That I remember I asked this question once to Ramesh Talsekar, and he said you are lucky because most people they have problems they have to pay the rent and
With happenings. Most people are busy with happenings. And you are busy with
nothing
none.
happens. Nothing happens.
Nothing
I
happens.
see people, they are couples, families, lives, and nothing happens.
You mean for you?
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, I don't know how to spend 24 hours with extra.
But then remove that you is too much, and that you brings immediately, oh, I've not the same, so I am so bored in life. You see the consequences to keep I am somebody. It's always the same, you see. Go back, try to question it. Don't be so attached to what makes you suffer. Yes. Yes. Try to be wise. Consider how long you will be busy trying to fix this I am somebody, and on top of it, maybe this experience which becomes a bit so unbearably boring that it will help you to kick yourself to think I'm somebody. You see? Don't despair, continue, be perseverant. Perseverant. Consistent. Yeah.
I haven't really questioned guilt and worry coming in all the time.
Guilt.
Again and again.
Guilt.
Guilt and worry are coming in all the time. I'm trying the best I can to be quiet.
No, don't be quiet. If guilt and worry are there, how can you be quiet?
Yeah, I
But
know.
just have the discrimination to see, oh, I see it, I'm not it. I'm not it. And don't try to wish that it is different. You see? Yes. You can put your chair here.
Okay.
Yes, or yeah, here. Yeah? Yeah. Yes.
The mind uses every tool, isn't it?
If the mind uses every tool, it is emptied.
Isn't it? So,
What? You got the answer. Okay. Okay. Yes.
I feel that my consciousness is still and open, and at the same time there's strong longing in my heart. And I see I sometimes get confused that I react to the environment, but I feel this longing is kind of my body longing for this presence. So I feel both of them at the same time.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's not possible, but very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly.
Okay.
Yes. And
So it gives you confusion.
yeah, when the confusion comes, that's when I react to the environment outside, and so I feel that I'm just being a big space around this longing, doing nothing with it.
Yes. But you see, there is a I too much
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
At the time of consciousness and at the time of reaction
Yes.
and longing. I too much.
Yes.
Okay. So you are not obliged to keep I with you.
Well, just now it's more like not I, but just sunshine.
But who
that's also
sees that? Who sees that?
Yes,
I too much.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
You see, when you don't keep your I, you don't need descriptions.
Yeah.
As long as there is a I, there will always be a description.
Yes. I see.
Ganga, I want to ask about nihilism.
Nihilism.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like when I say I'm not this, what appears, then nihilism appears. And
Why don't you apply it to I then? you say that to the qualities of I, to the happenings of I. Yeah? Why don't you negate I too? But you see, this I will not be negated by I. You have then to inquire, who is this I? Who am I? Who am I? What is this I? You leave the negation behind. You call it nihilism, okay, it doesn't matter. But there is nihilism when there is a subject. I'm someone. Tell me if there is anything, if you go at the source of I.
I just wanted to share that I'm so thankful being with you and the Sangha and all, because really it's like in paradise. So it changes so much and so healing and everything. And yesterday I shared with you because of the sleeping problem, and now it started to heal this since really 50
Yeah,
years.
this is the result of a good sleep.
Yes. Not just me. Thank you.
Ludovic, did you read the interview? Tu as lu l'interview? L'interview. L'interview. Hein?
Je ne l'ai pas lu, mais
Ah.
j'ai dû l'entendre parce que quelqu'un m'a répété ce que.
Ok.
Et, ça m'a interpellé.
Yeah. Okay. So, have you any question to ask? On peut traduire si nécessaire. No? No question. Okay, so honor that. No question means no questioner. Yeah.
I have this confusion about the in your neighborhood all the time. There is this longing, and at the same time I feel this. I feel like a beggar, you know. That feels like suffering, and I don't know. Maybe I make it too personal. I don't know.
The beggar is personal, the longing is not. And you see what is a longing? The self is longing to be the self. It's a way to express the disappearance of somebody and the overwhelming which is expressed by that. Finally, one is home. But if you add any comment, then the longing will be of somebody and then you suffer. So don't listen to the comments. The mind will always comment till it dies. And even if his comments are about objects, it will continue to comment. And take a birth to enjoy his comments again. So that's what we've been doing. So it is enough. It is enough, otherwise why would you be attracted by satsang? It means you have enough. Maybe you still need some strength, some ultimate fire to burn the curiosity into the mind. That's all. And that is given by satsang. By your own discrimination, it is really enough. What more do I want to experience? What more? It will lead me where? And finally I have to come back here to hear the real thing. So discriminate, investigate, don't listen to comments of the mind. You see, a real devotee, and we have a few examples, like Mirabai, for example, she never thought of herself as a beggar. She was just longing to be all the time with the divine. I think if it is a begging, it's a blessed one. I wish everybody gets beggar. Is a beggar then. In this manifestation, of course, the best wish is to be nothing. And this nothing is not fitting the concept of nothingness. It's just a way to say, it's a direction. You're fine. Anything?
It's just peace there in the night. That sounds cool.
You see, when the words, even when they are incorrect or incorrect, when they come from the right place, it doesn't matter. And the very precise, very correct word coming from the mind, they will be incorrect. Yeah.
My life has become very, very blessed since
Yeah.
I'm here, and the last weeks were very intense, a lot of stuff, like said something came up, and now I see that there's something that that I cannot really let go.
Okay.
There's always the same things, and when it comes and it's like today or yesterday, it's kind of
A shame.
a shame. I cannot even look at anybody. And I feel so ashamed and unworthy. And maybe it has to do because I didn't have control what comes up. And I saw a lot of very unpleasant things about me and this person. It's very old feelings of unworthiness.
Yeah, it comes from education. It comes from the past. Let it appear. Let it appear. Don't be afraid. It's just the past. And let it go. Don't make something out of it. Don't give a meaning to it. Then it will leave you. Otherwise, it will go back to the same drawer. You see, satsang can make you quiet, but it can also bring terribly things you never wanted anymore to see or to acknowledge and whatnot. It is to leave you if you don't give juice, movement into it. Hmm?
That's the habit that I still give
Yeah, of course. This is the habit. That's why I say break this habit. Yes. And when I say to leave you, it may still reappear for a while, but then they will be devoid of importance, of meaning, of reality. Just let it appear. What to do? Let it disappear. Whatever appears, disappears. Don't forget. Everybody has the birthright to realize oneself. Don't be guilty if it is not at once. Because, you see, we are facing myriads of beliefs. And confirmed by the world. Don't worry. You are very worthy to take this path. One forgets the value of this. You see, it's not simply a course. It is to remove the vicious circles of birth and death that we believe in.
I
Yes.
remember as a child I was very content just being. And now I'm able to regain that, but I keep asking why.
Yes. You see, your mind wants to spoil what is the truth. When you were a child, you were not telling birth. Now with the life, you see, growing as an adult, he thinks he's very intelligent and has many questions. I will not go there now, you see. It's just the mind. So you have to know, do you want to be a very ripe, brilliant mind, or you want to be free, to be just in peace with beingness? Then, one thing has to be done. Even if the mind speaks, you don't listen. You don't listen. You don't listen whenever you have this fire. Oh, I don't want to go there anymore. I know it's a vicious circle. I don't go there. There is no hope with the mind about self-realization, you know? You know that? So honor what you know. It is wisdom.
But we also love life, so it's hurting that. You said not being caused because we love life.
We love life when she's kind. You really don't want to go at the source of things. Forget about the love of life. Just for a moment. And don't worry, since the life appears because of the self, the life will continue to be the expression of the self. I think it is way better than what you know about loving the life. Whose life? Somebody? Yeah, hi.
So I go more. I see now. I like to text and think or remember.
Yes.
But is it much to know whether
No, it's not too much. It's part of your discrimination. Because if there is nothing to get, means you have to just keep quiet.
Yeah, but still, there is the eye. If the eye goes, there is nothing to get.
Yes, but there is a consequence with this sentence, no? So, if there is nothing to get, will you go somewhere? Will you believe that there is something there, somewhere? You keep quiet. And if you again tell, but I keeps quiet, then ask with this I. Now you can go. It's wonderful that you keep sometimes even so busy as you are for this. Wonderful. Yes.
I have really taken your words when you said to me once that don't think. And it's such a blessing to me.
Yes.
And somehow everything feels somehow easy. Something that
Everything what I didn't
easy.
easy.
In a way that somehow there's nothing to. Somehow it's so clear that we always are there, and it's just clear as it is. And I just like somehow, as she said, that there is nothing to get. It's also a blessing. And still, I wonder something that in life, worries get to me, and there is so many things to solve and things like this, and somehow I'm aware that just that have to take care
Yeah.
and not to worry too much. Try not to worry. Still, they sometimes feel so overwhelming,
Yeah.
and I just tell you this to
Yes.
how to really
Just be overwhelmed. It's an experience of I. Are you that?
No, I'm not.
So don't worry. You are overwhelmed. You are quiet. You are agitated. You are peaceful. Then what? This will continue all your life. The life of this body. It will be like this.
And I guess that yesterday you said that once you realize what did you say? Something like that then there is not the question that how to live your life.
Yes.
I was just asking myself, I was just thinking that I do have many times situations where I don't really know how to live my life, and I really like this, and yet I don't know, I'm just trusting this flow, whatever there is going, but
I would not trust the flow. The flow flows
yeah.
without even you trusting. You have to trust that you abide in the self, that it is your nature. Don't worry about this flow. It doesn't need your interference. It flows. The whole question is not to confuse oneself for someone in the flow. The flows are appearing in you, disappearing in you. Valmiki is well? Yes. Tell me something. You wrote all the Ramayana. You can tell me something.
I would say that I am less concerned about everything that is, even that is the same patterns or whatever. I am less concerned about everything that comes. It's the difference.
Big difference. Big difference. I wonder where you are then to see that, to tell that. I'm very happy. Thank you.
I understand that
I didn't hear, sorry.
I understand that
Yeah.
there is nothing to gain because we are already that.
Yeah.
But I really believe there is something to gain, that there is freedom, liberation, peace, and that it's not something I have now, so there is something to get somewhere.
Yes.
So it keeps me seeking and it keeps me
Yes.
in time looking for something that is not here
Yes.
now. And I don't know how.
Okay, then why don't you take this tool, which is a thought, so it's in time, since you place yourself in time, that's why you seek. Huh? But you don't seek from the one you think you are or you feel you still are, towards the flow of normal flow of the mind. At least canalize it to the opposite direction. Opposite direction. And there you will reach where there is nothing to get. There will be not this fact if you search somewhere. Somewhere in the, let's say, usual way of the mind. Give him another direction. Again. It will be a very difficult effort to make in the beginning, you see, due to habits, old beliefs, as you say yourself. Doesn't matter. Continue. Don't lose hold of this direction. Who thinks so? Who goes there? Who am I? And you give space to this tool. Who am I? Give space. More. Oh, is Shiva? Is Shiva? Oh.
Is Shiva?
Ah, it's-
Thank you very much for everything.
Shiva will not thank. But I accept. Anyway, you know, when you thank, you have really to thank this incarnation to have given you that search. My God, what a blessing. Yes.
And we like to be here. Humans.
Your fire created it. There is no satsang if there is no fire for freedom. That's why it's a bit different than a course. You say a course, maybe the teacher knows things, but anybody can come, interested or not, they follow the course. But here it's created by the fire of each one. So there is a chance for each one to be freed from search.
This word, search, doesn't resonate in me because of what I said earlier.
Yes.
It seems clear that there is nothing to search.
Yeah, but
there.
then it's what a luck, huh? To see that, what a luck.
But there is longing.
Yeah.
Somehow, like all the time, somehow these worldly businesses also, they just somehow, as I said earlier, I guess I'm repeating, but they do take over some time or something. something
Takes over the person, yeah.
over the person. Yeah, but there is
It's not the person who will be enlightened, my dear.
But the person is expression of the self in any ways.
You stop here. It's not the person who will be enlightened.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But explain to me one sentence which has been with me, and I've been thinking what it means in
Okay,
the Psalms.
what is it?
It is in the Psalms.
Okay,
It's
tell
the
me.
Psalm 139, which says that even it's the whoever is speaking to God is speaking like this, that you have invited me to this life, and even when I was a small seed, you knew me by name. Something like this is the meaning. And this is what I have been thinking, that, so what does it mean? That was I invited here as a person or as a being, or what does this mean?
It means that the self expresses itself.
As in my appearance or in my...
The self expresses itself in this appearance, in all the myriads of appearances. Yes.
And yet you say that the person is not the one.
I speak to the person so that he removes the concept of what he thinks of himself. Otherwise, everything is that, or God, if you like to say. But then, when everything is obviously that, where are the questions? Who speaks of the life, of the expression, of the non-expression? There is nothing of that. The mind surrendered, the mind is quietened about that subject. The mind is not quite about this subject when it's the mind of somebody who still thinks he has a power to get answers, to get enlightenment, and so on. So the way is not in this way, by replying with answers of the mind or of the body or of the feelings. The answer will be when I can return from where it arose. So the concept of reality of I disappears, to leave you where you always have been, and that's the realization. Oh, where I was in the mind, to think, why did I search ever? You see, I'm always have been that. Nothing today? Nothing today?
At least it's my mind doing the same thing.
Yeah, tell me.
Can you speak a few words about purpose?
Purpose of life? It is you who have to give a purpose to the life. And since you are in satsang, the purpose is to realize yourself. The life kicks you so much that you cannot do otherwise. There is no more choice. You have to realize. What a blessing. In disguise, probably, what a blessing. Oh, lucky. Oh, lucky to spend, to dedicate time to this. Finally. Because anyway, one day we will all pass through this. We have to realize this self because it's enough of suffering, of absurdity, of meaningless things, of to be hopeless, helpless. And for that, don't listen to your mind. Don't listen to your mind. And it is so uncompromising that to keep one thought will not do. You know? You get it? Yes.
There's one time one does that.
Which one?
It's like an identification. That
Yeah, but tell me the doubt.
that it should not be there.
The doubt should not be there.
The identification should not be there.
You have a thought, huh? You have a thought too much that you consider as true. It's like, okay, I'm ignorant, I'm not realized, that's why I'm searching. It's a thought too much considered as valuable. That's what I say, it is uncompromising. You see, self-realization is like the self reveals itself the moment there is not a single thought considered as real. So why do you don't want to discard this one? Because you have an idea of how it should appear. You have a concept of enlightenment. It's a drop of poison.
So Ramana, how to drop that wish,
The huge example of Ramana is in the past. And what remains of Ramana which is alive is, I am that. The example of Ramana is in the history, in the past, in the world of appearance. What is alive is, don't think, I am that. You have to give up this ideal, which is after all, of nonsense. Because if you copy, if you want to be like Ramana, you will fail. Everybody is unique in his expression. There is none better than another, as far as reality is concerned. in this apparent world, for many, is a beautiful image of a perfect human being in the world of appearance. To realize yourself, the Great Way says, the Great Way is not difficult for the one, forgot now, who have no preferences. Yeah.
Very happy to be here.
Yeah.
I like to share a little poem
Please.
which came to me last night.
Yeah.
I came here.
Attends. Just a sec. Yeah.
I came here like an ice cube, frozen in the leaves and concepts.
True.
Frozen in the leaves and concepts.
Yes.
What has happened? Now even coming is a concept.
Yes. Beautiful. Coming and going is just a body.
I have to finish this.
With great pleasure. And who believes he's not finished?
It's just a thought.
It's just a thought. Very good. I have it. And whatever appears from now is the mind. Is the mind. Bas. Put your head here. Put your head here. That's it.
say that sex is in fact a way to try to fix the eye?
There is nothing wrong with anything. It all belongs to the body, the emotional heart, the conceptualizing mind. If you suffer because of all those things, it makes you search. And in the end, the search will be, I want to be freed to be tyrannized by limbs, feelings, concepts. So satsang is the indication to put into question the base, the so-called base of all this reality, which is I am born. I am this body, I'm this mind, I'm this, I'm that. So we went so far from what we are as we feel and as we believe the feelings. So now we have to go on negating. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that, till I gets alone. Very boring, very empty. And then I ask, is there any I at all? And you keep quiet forever there. And everything else appears, disappears, goes on changing, till this body dies. This is the history of the man and woman. That's it. Thank you very much.